What's good, everybody? It's your boy Jay Rich, and I got 4 steps for you today on how I lost 35 pounds. All right. Now, the first thing that I did was I adopted the philosophy: consume less, move more. All right. Now, I've always been a mover. I've always liked to run around and exercise, but I've been a glutton pretty much my whole life, as long as I can remember. So what I did personally was I used coffee, which is a stimulant, contains caffeine, which is a stimulant, to suppress my appetite to allow me to stop eating as much. Then I was able to develop the habit, because that's all it is. It's just a habit, and I didn't have the discipline to develop the habit on my own, so I used the appetite suppressant caffeine to allow me to eat less food and to eat less often. And then over time, I was able to just get in the habit of not eating as much and not eating as frequently. And then I was able to not even need the stimulant anymore to continue to lose the weight. Okay. The second thing that I had to do was fall out of love with food. Most of us, we just love food. We just want to eat just for the fun of eating. We, have an affinity for food, and we see food as a pastime, as a way to hang out with our friends, as something to do when we don't feel good, to make ourselves feel better, things like that, emotional eating and all those things. I had to change that, because really food is just a survival mechanism. You just need food to eat to survive, basically. So outside of needing to eat food to live, there's no need to just eat food for the sake of eating food just because it tastes good or you like it. Okay? And what happens is a lot of times you don't really realize that you're really thirsty and not hungry. So the third thing that I had to do was learn how to restore my natural thirst, because what I would do is just eat. And by the time that I was done eating, I was so full, I didn't even have any room to drink the fluid that I needed for the day, to even aid in digesting all that food that I ate. So most of the time I overate because I ate too fast, I ate too much, and I didn't drink enough water. Okay, a lot of times you eat and your body needs some time to really realize that it's full and to send that signal to your brain. But what we do, instead of drinking water, because we can't really tell the difference between whether we're thirsty or we're still hungry, so what most of us do is just keep eating. Okay, but I've learned that I needed to eat less, drink more fluids, and I could maintain my fullness. And also, I just didn't need as many calories as I was putting in my body. And most of it was because I just wasn't drinking enough. And lastly, I had to overcome the big swole delusion, which I got from wanting to be a football player, wanting to be a linebacker, want to be big, be swole, want to be, 230 pounds, ripped. But the reality is my genetics, I'm not lean 230 pounds. When I was up to 230 pounds, I was fat. So I realized, for me, once I get past about 185 pounds, I'm not lean, really. 185 to 195, I'm not lean. I'm just getting fat. Now, I could carry the fat well, because I had some muscle. And yeah, I did have a little more muscle mass. I lost a little bit of muscle mass with losing the weight, not much, but I still have to carry more fat than I want to carry to try to, keep getting big and put on more muscle and all that. So it's not even worth it for me. I'd rather, have muscle mass but be lean. There's no point in me just carrying around excess amounts of fat for no reason. All right, so those were the 4 steps. It was that simple. Pretty much just consuming less, and some tips to help other people who may be struggling. Stop eating on those big regular size plates. That plate is too big for your stomach. You don't need that. If you fill that entire plate up with food, you are going to overeat every time. Get a saucer plate. Fill as much food as you can fit on that saucer, and don't eat anything else. And also another thing, the 3 meals a day is a myth. You don't need 3 meals a day. It's a complete myth. You're not going to die if you don't eat today. Nobody has ever died from not eating today. Now, the only thing you need to do every day is drink water, but we do not need to eat every day. And fasting can actually be beneficial, and you have to use your intuition. Listen to your body. Your body may be telling you, hey, we need more time to digest what's in here, to assimilate what you've been, bombarding us with and gorging us with over the past several months, years. And if you're just constantly under this belief because you've been told that you should eat 3 meals a day, you just keep putting more food in your stomach just because somebody told you you're supposed to eat 3 meals a day, not because you're truly hungry 3 times a day or whatever at breakfast, lunch, and dinner. So I've learned I don't need to eat 3 times a day every single day. I don't even need to eat every day. There's some days that it's best to fast. Okay. You don't need to start trying to throw up your food and starve yourself to death and all that. don't go overboard with it, but just use your intuition and listen to your body, and be mindful of the fact that most of us eat as much as we eat because it's a habit that we've developed, not because we really need to eat that much. It's no coincidence that America is the most obese country in the world. It's not a coincidence, okay? So let's put the forks down. I hope these tips were helpful. If you like these videos, man, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, comment. If you got any questions, man, don't hesitate to send me a message, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.